Hi guys, Dan Wesson DWX. This has got it's a DWX trigger in, but it is not the trigger the gun came out with. The owner wants to change the accents of the gun. He wants to go away from the red, so he wants the silver trigger. But anyway, this trigger is dead. It doesn't want to take a magazine, so the trigger has to be fitted to the gun. So I thought I'll use that while I'm sorting that out to just do a disassembly video of the DWX. It's kind of 1911 and it's kind of not 1911. To get the slide off, you get the hammer at half cock and you pull back on the slide until the slide runs into the hammer, and then push up on the slide stop at the back, same as a CZ or similar to a CZ, and it's not as proud as a CZ's one. Use the base plate trick, slide stop, the frame off, cock the hammer. You need to get the safety on the corner, right there on the corner. It's got the detent over there, and you got to get that on the corner, and then you got to wiggle up on the safety. There's the safety. It's a tube, and the other side goes into that tube, so you got to swing that one up, and it's got a key slot at the back of the safety, and that key's in on the hammer pin over there. So that key slot goes onto the hammer pin, and that key slot stops the right hand side from coming off, and the two just fit in together like that. There's the detent. I notice it's only got a detent on the one side, not like a 1911 on that side, because the slide stop is held in by that groove, and there's a spring on the frame that holds in. You can see it over there. It slots into that groove, holds that slide stop in. Okay, so we got that out. Now we can take out this pin, and it comes in from left to right, so you got to push it out from right to left, and that's just the that just holds in the mainspring housing. And if you let the hammer down, which this doesn't want to go down due to the trigger, it's a lot easier. So there's the mainspring housing, similar to 1911, except 1911 short because it's got the grip safety on the top. Mainspring housing comes apart the same as a 1911 with a pin there that pushes through there. It's got the three finger spring like a 1911, except this one does nothing because there's no grip safety. Once you got that out, you can push out the hammer pin, also from right through to left. There's the hammer pin. It's got a bit of a shoulder on the one side and a groove on the other side where the key of the right hand safety goes in. Now the hammer can come out. Hammer looks typically 1911. I do not know if it's interchangeable, but it does look very similar to 1911. Okay, with that out, you can take the fire control unit out. So this has got a fire control unit like a SIG. So this is the serialized part, and there's the serial number over there, and it kind of peeks out of the frame over there. So this is the firearm. How clever that is, I don't know. At least on a SIG, you push a pin, you pull this out. This you got to do a way more disassembly to get to that point, but that's what it is. Then and there's the sear and the disconnector held in by that pin. Pin comes in left to right, and so if we push that pin out, There's the bare bones fire control unit, and a 1911 looking sear and disconnector. Again, I don't know if they're interchangeable, and I don't have one handy to compare, but they do look the same. And that's it. And then there's the ejector. Comes in with a pin over there, similar to a 1911, but I know that one is not interchangeable. It's got a different cut, but it works on the same principle. And then the trigger lifts out the top of the frame like that, not coming in from the back like a 1911. It comes through the top because the rails and everything is removed as part of the fire control unit, and then the mag release comes out the same as a 1911 with the bayonet clip. Like that, and you can swap it to the other side if you want, if you left-handed. Put it back, you just slide it in and turn that screw clockwise, and it'll suck it in. Got that trigger finally fitted. The Dan Wesson is not just a straight drop-in, so this is the original trigger. This bow on the original trigger is slightly longer than the bow on the new trigger. So if you look at the angled surface is touching the new trigger, and over there's a massive gap where it is not getting to it. The result being that the magazine didn't want to clear this bow. The bow is also too narrow. This is a genuine Dan Wesson part, bought from Dan Wesson, so everyone knows what they were doing. But anyway, so that wasn't clearing. It was too narrow, and it is shorter, so I had to beat it wider, use the magazine as the mandrel to kind of beat it out so that the magazine could go in, and flatten it there to kind of resemble that shape. And once that was done, I could get it to go into the gun. It would go in, and I could get the magazine to go in, and I can get the mag to drop free. I can get the trigger to move. However, when I assemble the pistol, because this is now shorter, this does not reach the sear to trip it. So I had to work the trigger away at the back. So that one's got a step, and they do tune it there. That's kind of where you adjust the over travel. You file it down. But I had to take that entire step out to get this trigger to trip, and it looks like it's going to work now. Let's do an assembly. First, drop the trigger in, and then we take the fire control unit. You got to get that in, drop that in. Then the hammer. Make sure to get the hammer down, strut down that hole. The hammer pin is the one with the groove on that end. Get that in, and then get the hammer strut out the way so that we can get the three finger spring in, and make sure that you lift it up to get it on top of the sear and the disconnector, like that. Now you can put the mainspring housing in, push it home, hold it there, cock the hammer, it will go home, and then you can take the tension off. Take the tension off the mainspring and get that pin in. And now the hammer works. Let me put the slide stop in to support the front of the fire control. So the slide stop holds the fire control unit in at the front, and the hammer pin and safety holds it in at the back. So I got that. I'll mag that drops free. And I got the trigger working. So look how far back the trigger sits. That's because that bow is so short, and I had to widen the bow so the bow can actually go past the magazine, because at first the trigger was running into the mag release. Once I got it to trip there, it would not pass the magazine, so the bow would run into the mag and then wouldn't reach the back end of the bow, wouldn't reach the sear. So anyway, I bent it up, got it square in there, and now it trips the hammer with the mag release in, and it also trips it with a mag in. Now I'm gonna get the safety back. Easiest way to do that, start with the right hand side, because you need to get it onto that key. So get it onto the key like that, and you put the detent in over there, and now you got to get the two in the same position so that they can interact. What I found works best is a steel scale or ruler, and feeler gauge will work too, so you can get that in behind the safety, so you can depress that detent and then press the two home. Get the slide to touch the hammer, put the slide stop in. There you go, got it all together and working. Clearly these guns are all hand fitted. It's not just a straight drop in, unless that particular trigger is completely out of spec. Anyway, it works now. Hope that helps somebody out there. Stay safe. We talk again. Cheers.